Madam Speaker, I wish to thank the Honourable Member for the question. Madam Speaker, the Fiji Police is mandated by law to enforce all laws for which it is directly charged with and strongly promotes and enforces Fiji laws and legislation, including laws related to domestic violence or any other offences. Madam Speaker, this is complemented by the enforcement of internal policies. One in particular is the no-drop policy, which is specially applied to domestic violence. The policies in place do not only target members of the public, but also applicable to any of the members of the Fiji Police Force. We try to reinforce that. Madam Speaker, the Fiji Police has 9 key performance indicators which acts like a ruler for the Fiji Police to measure its performance on an annual basis. The reduction of violence against women and children is amongst those performance indicators. Madam Speaker, this is a daily battle. It is a daily battle for the Fiji Police, and through the years has been trying to address these issues. Madam Speaker, the Fiji Police have been adopting the Nduavata community policing strategy for almost 3 years now, and we are reinforcing the program. The intention is to try and incorporate all relevant stakeholders to be part of the initiative. And we need the contribution of the public to be part of this Nduavata program, where we have divided the Fiji community into sectors where policemen are assigned for each individual sector. The police have developed certain strategies to address this challenging situation. The police are strengthening its investigation and crime intelligence division by committing more resources than before and incorporating more training targeted towards all police officers in investigating. We are retraining our police officers in the investigation programs. We have seek assistance from our neighbours, Australia and New Zealand. This, Madam Speaker, will ensure that police officers involved with the societal programs are more attentive and produce comprehensive and positive outcomes of cases diligently. Madam Speaker, through the existing Nduavata concept, the strengthening of collaboration with stakeholders and communities through more awareness campaign, through public forums and Talanoa sessions, will enable the close contact and interaction with the public to ensure confidence. We need the confidence of the public with the police. We are trying to do that now. There has been a barrier before. We are trying to reinforce so that the public have more confidence with the police officers. Madam Speaker, our police continues to work. We now have a no-drop policy of crimes, no-drop policies on crime against women and children and other domestic and sexual violence crime. Madam Speaker, there is also the initiative to change in the police procedures attendance and completion of investigation within 24 hours. That is one of the new initiatives that came up about with the change of the new Commissioner of Police, and we are trying to achieve that. The police are in the process of strengthening. There were some comments about 919 and 917 emergency lines. We are trying to reinforce that. Emergency call lines in collaboration with the local telecommunication providers. Madam Speaker, there is a pursuit endeavoring on more smart deployments and utilizing of resources for the future. Now that we have been allocated with more than 40 new vehicles for this year, that has contributed to our policemen to be able to reach in time when the calls come around from the general public. We are also restructuring the police force. The last restructure was about 10 years ago. And we are targeting more resources in areas that we think that it's very important, like crime against women and children, the violent crimes, the cyber crimes, the transnational crimes. At the divisional level, the divisional police commanders are encouraged to form response unit. This was never done before. Response unit and also task force to deal with crimes effectively to help reduce backlog. Madam Speaker, the Fiji Police is not only enforcing our current legislation, but are also at every opportunity creating awareness along the margins of Ndobata strategy in its effort of combating these emerging issues. The increase in these reported cases could be an indication of the confidence by the victims to report to police to address such activities, which is with a proper procedure to follow. Madam Speaker, finally, I reiterate, as I have done previously, that fighting crimes is not only the police battle. We need the support and help of every single person in Fiji. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.
Madam Speaker.
Question, Honorable Tikoda.
Can you explain how the community is associated to those police posts all over Fiji? How is the community dovetailed to their program to support what you just said? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, as I mentioned before, like we are reinforcing the Ndobata police program. Before, there used to be just the community and the police post. Now we are subdividing the area of responsibility into sectors, and we assign a policeman to look after that sector. And when they call this individual, because sometimes when they call, there's nobody in the office. You understand that in some of the police posts, there's only one telephone. We are making sure that a police officer is directly responsible to a sector, and that everything that comes from that sector is reported to him, where he reports to his station officer. That is the new thing that we are trying to do now. It's just started this year, but I hope it's a long program. We have to have the confidence of the people to call us, to call the police whenever there are issues to address.
Thank you, Honorable Salvatore Ndongo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the Honourable Minister for his great concern on the protection of women. I would like to ask the question on how the police force, what is the police force's most immediate and urgent need, resource-wise, to ensure the effective implementation of the no-drop policy, and for initiatives like Ndobata Community Strategy, and also for all crimes against women, bearing in mind that what the Honourable Minister had mentioned is totally a different picture from the reality on the ground, as we know the continuous rise of crimes against women and children. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I think in the last part of my answering the question, I mentioned that now the public have the confidence of reporting. That was never before. It's like in a normal Itaukei community, sometimes they are reluctant to report incidents. Now they have more confidence because of the awareness campaign that our police officers are doing. People are coming up with issues. We know that it is rising, but we are trying to address the issue.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Ndulagi Perata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I thank the Honourable Minister for his response to the question. Fiji has one of the highest rate of domestic and social violence in the South Pacific, or if not the world. We're the fourth. The fourth, from survey, it's a fourth. From all the reported cases that has come to your attention, have you done any analysis? And what do you think is the main cause of all these domestic problems? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I thank the honourable member for the questions. I think everything starts from home. And one of the very important things is parenting. And one is the roles of the lay preachers of all churches is to try to instill what is supposed to be good parenting. Now, children were able to see things that they should not see on the internet. And we are trying to, I know that in the Security Council, we are trying to come up with initiative, if it's possible, to stop all the sites of obscene sites. But it's very difficult at the moment. It's one of the initiatives that we have that we come up with the Security Council, and we are trying to liaise with the Vodafone and Digital of how we can do that. It's very difficult at the moment because it's like income to them. Now, if all the parents of each house use what is supposed to be good parenting and telling the children what to do, the children of today are very, what would I say, very volatile, very, speaking against his father or things like that. That is where it comes from. And if it's not controlled, and it would be developed. And that is what the police cannot do everything. It depends on parenting from home, from the village, from the community. That is what we are trying to address. As I mentioned in my answering the question, it is an initiative for all of us. If we are identifying that it's an increase, everybody's part, every Fijian should start addressing the issue and not blaming the police alone for not doing that.